If you have heart failure and any of those seemingly unrelated symptoms sound familiar, it's time to talk with your cardiologist and get the full picture. They may add up to transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy. ATTR-CM is a rare and underdiagnosed disease. Recognize the signs and discuss them with your doctor soon. Learn more at connectwithyourheart.com. That's connectwithyourheart.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
ERC Employee Retention Credit. This is where the federal government will give employees up to $26,000 per qualified employee. So if you had 10, that would be up to over $250,000. If you had 20, up to just over $500,000, and so on. And there's two different ways to qualify. And what is a crying shame, a lot of people think you have to have both. And a lot of people were told, CPAs, that if your gross revenue wasn't down by a certain amount, you didn't qualify. Not true. There's a different independent way to qualify. It's either or. Bottom line is, taxes will tell you if you qualify and you didn't. Let's get your free money from the federal government. It's a grant. That means you don't pay it back. It's not a loan. It's yours to do with as you please. 888 tax deal. That's TAXDEAL. 888 tax deal. Or MoskowitzLLP.com. MOSKOWITZLLP.com.
Thinking of selling your house, but you don't want to deal with repairs, realtor photos, and showings? With John Bice BayAreaHouses.com, you don't have to do any repairs or pay any commissions. Call 510-426-7000 and John will give you a fair cash offer without any inspections, showings, or other headaches. That's 510-426-7000. When you sell to John Bice BayAreaHouses.com, you decide when you want to move, according to your schedule and your terms. John Bice vacant houses, inherited houses, beautiful houses, fixer-uppers in any condition, as is. John Bice BayAreaHouses.com provides you the easiest sell possible and assists you in every step of the way. If you want to sell and have any questions, 510-426-7000. That's 510-426-7000. And get the offer you have been waiting for.
10:58 at KCBS. We are Richmond bound with Victor. He's in your local Honda dealer's traffic center.
If you're traveling on 580 in the westbound direction, leaving the Richmond area, headed to the Richmond-San Rafael Bridge, all the traffic is very light and moving very smoothly. There is a report of some debris just before you get to the toll. So definitely keep an eye out for that. Looks like the bridge workers are on the way to locate it so they can get out the way. But like I mentioned, very light traffic, so you should be able to get past that with no problem. Once you're on the bridge, it's a smooth ride into the San Quentin San Rafael side. In the eastbound direction, light traffic as well. But look out for the cones. There's still bridge work going on. The right lane is taken away till 2 o'clock, but that looks like a very smooth ride into Richmond. And it looks like that stalled car on the Bay Bridge in the westbound direction of 80 has away, but you're still going to be very slow from Yerba Buena Island into downtown San Francisco. Your next traffic update, 11:08 on the traffic leader, KCBS.
Still clouds and fog at the coast and around the bay. Starting to burn off inland. We're looking at 60s at the beaches, 70s around the bay, mid to high 80s inland. Traffic and weather together on the 8th on All News 106.9 and AM 740 KCBS, where it is Monday, September 26, 2022. Coming up on KCBS.
This is Matt Bigler on Wood Street in Oakland, where homeless activists plan to resist Caltrans as workers begin phase 2 of this encampment cleanup.
And I'm Jeffrey Schaub. Despite taking on 2 Republican governors this weekend, Gavin Newsom said again he will not run for president in 2024.
CBS News covers the
When you need to know. KCBS AM, KFRC FM, and HD1. San Francisco, Oakland, San Jose, and Odyssey Station.
11 o'clock.
It's CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by General Steel.
I'm Monica Ricks in New York. The entire state of Florida is under a state of emergency this hour as it approaches.
We expect to experience a significant storm surge of estimates up to 15 feet. We are expecting 30 hours.
Hillsborough County Emergency Management Director Tim Dudley says they're working to evacuate about 300,000 people from the Tampa area. Those who plan to stay are stocking up on supplies. CBS's Omar Villafranca is in Clearwater.
Some people packed sandbags as nervous anticipation led to long lines for gas, packed grocery stores, and empty shelves.
I'm trying to get water, but it's not so much at this moment.
Russia admits it's made mistakes in its mobilization over the war in Ukraine. CBS's Kimmy McCormick reports. Though it admits the mobilization decree has been violated, the Kremlin says no decision has been taken to close Russia's borders. Thousands of Russians have chosen to flee the country. Now, with word men may be called up to serve after recent Kremlin-orchestrated referendums in Russian-occupied parts of Ukraine, many of them are now fleeing, fearing they'll be drafted into the war. Including children at a school in central Russia. The gunman went into the school wearing a swastika t-shirt and killed himself after the attack. A school shooter in Kentucky will spend the rest of his life in prison.
39-year-old Michael Carneal sat stone-faced in a tan prison jumpsuit as he went before the Kentucky Parole Board.
It is the decision of the parole board today to allow throughout the remainder of this sentence.
Carneal was 14 when he opened fire in the crowded lobby of Heath High School near Paducah, Kentucky, December 1st, 1997. He shot and killed 3 students and wounded 5 others. He was sentenced to life in prison after pleading guilty to murder charges. Jim Crisula, CBS News.
Italy has a new female prime minister. With votes counted from 2/3 of polling stations, she declared to govern this nation. We will do it for everyone. We will do it for all Italians, and we will do it with the aim of uniting the people of Italy. Sabina Castelfranco, CBS News, Rome. Science fiction meets reality. CBS's Christian Benavides has more from Miami.
What we've all seen in the movies could happen tonight. We're moving an asteroid. We are changing the motion. Humanity has never done that before. To do that, NASA is hoping to smash a spacecraft into an asteroid nearly 7 million miles away from Earth.
But NASA doesn't plan to destroy that asteroid. This is CBS News.
If you're a business owner renting or leasing, you can save a ton of money and own a custom-designed building made by General Steel. Just call 877-25-STEEL and get a quote today.
3 at the Bay Area's news station, KCBS. Another gorgeous fall day ahead after the fog and clouds burn off. Good morning, I'm Holly Kwan. Here's what's happening. As we've been reporting, phase 2 of Caltrans's cleanup of the large Wood Street encampment under 880 in Oakland began today. KCBS's Matt Bickler has been speaking with some of the unhoused people living at that encampment, helping them move out.
As Caltrans crews cleaned up countless piles of garbage, Miranda looked on, wondering how people have been allowed to live like this for so long.
This is stuff that should have ended somewhere around the time of the Great Depression. Like, I feel like we're in the grapes of wrath.
She admits she originally came to Wall Street back in March looking for her next high. Where will you go?
I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea. I can tell you I don't want to be around here.
Forklifts removed dozens of broken down vehicles that have...
So we are volunteers who are out here today to support unhoused people who are being forcibly evicted.
Talia Husbands Hankin with Love and Justice in the Street says they are providing the essentials, food and car batteries and gasoline.
There are many people here who are vehicle dwellers, and the city of Oakland's RV sites are completely full. So people have literally nowhere to go.
Along Wood Street in Oakland, Matt Bigelow.
47 deputies with the Alameda County Sheriff's Department have been relieved of their duties because of unsatisfactory results on psychological exams dating back to 2016. A letter obtained by KTVU says roughly 10% of the force will be stripped of duties, such as being able to arrest suspects or carry firearms. They will retain pay and benefits, and they will get a chance to take another psych exam to return to full duty status. What just got harder to fence stolen catalytic converters now that the governor has signed a bill requiring recyclers to keep meticulous records and only buy from the legal cars.
It's part of that exhaust system on your car, and it's full of valuable materials that thieves can resell to unscrupulous brokers. By some studies, catalytic converter theft has increased some tenfold, 10x, just since 2018.
The governor signing that bill yesterday that requires all scrap metal recyclers to show they're dealing with legit owners of parts. The sellers have to show they know where parts came from.
You take away the market for stolen goods, you can help cut down on stealing.
not much more complicated than that. It's just another way, just another example of how we're leaning in to reduce crime in this state and keep California safe.
The governor also vetoed a bill that would have made kindergarten mandatory, saying it would cost $8 million, money that hasn't been budgeted for the coming year. Expect to see a lot of action coming out of the governor's office this week, as he has until Friday to decide on bills passed in the legislature. Well, Governor Newsom said again this weekend that he has no plan for president in 2024. There are plenty of political insiders who don't believe him. Here's KCBS's Jeffrey Shao.
It was at the Texas Tribune Festival in Austin. A featured speaker, California's governor. Topic number one, will he or won't?
No. And no. I said it in French, Italian. I don't know. I mean, I cannot say it enough. But thank you. It's humbling and it's sweet. It's a nice thing to be asked. I mean it, and I never trust politicians, so I get why you keep asking.
Newsom went on to excoriate Governors Greg Abbott and Ron DeSantis of Texas and Florida, respectively. He'd already challenged DeSantis to a debate. Republican political consultant Mike Madrid says if it walks like a duck and talks like a duck, well...
I don't think that there's any other reason that a politician in the middle of a contested race in his own state is both spending money and attending events outside of the state would be doing the type of activity unless he was at least positioning for a possible run for president.
President Biden has said he has not yet decided whether to run election in 2024. Jeffrey Shao, KCBS.
Just ahead on KCBS, Southwest flight attendants are set to stage a one-day strike. 11:08 at KCBS, sponsored by Gold Zero Solar Generator. Hayward, where Victor spotted a hit and run crash.
Yeah, it's on the 880 southbound just before you get to A Street. There's a report up to 3 cars that were speeding, possibly racing, and unfortunately hit somebody. And then it doesn't look like they're blocking in the lane. Reports of that, but I do see some slowing after 238 to just slightly past A Street. If you feel free to reach out on the KCBS phone force at 415-391-KCBS. By the time you reach Winton Avenue, it looks like you'll be clearing out the speed limit as you continue through Hayward all the way into Union City. Also in Hayward on Highway 92 in the eastbound direction as you approach 880, especially on the transition ramp. Looks like the metering lights are still on. In the transition to northbound 80. On 880 northbound, it's a pretty smooth ride as you continue all the way into San Leandro. Quick look at the South Bay. Looks like traffic is moving very well throughout the South Bay, especially San Jose through downtown, Highway 87 in both directions between Norman, Mineta, San Jose International Airport, and we'll take that all the way to South San Jose and Highway 85. Also looking at in both directions from Highway 101 all the way to Highway 17 880. That also looks. Your next traffic update, 11:18 on the traffic leader, KCBS.
Back the clouds and fog, which are already burning off in the South Bay and inland. We're looking at highs 60s at the beaches, 70s around the bay, mid to high 80s inland. Cloudy tomorrow, burning off in the afternoon with similar temperatures. Traffic and weather together on the 8th and All News 106.9 and AM 740 KCBS.
This September, make sure your emergency plan includes clean, affordable solar power from Gold Zero. Generators and home backup systems can power your fridge, freezer, lights, Wi-Fi, TV, and more. Learn more at goldzero.com.
Just how fast is Xfinity Internet with supersonic Wi-Fi? Well, it's really fast, like beyond gig speed fast. It has 3 times the bandwidth and the power to connect hundreds of devices at once. That way, the whole family can game, stream, or work all at the same time. Now that's power. Get the Xfinity Supersonic Bundle with unlimited gig speed internet, Wi-Fi equipment included, and a free 4K streaming box. All for $50 a month with a 2-year internet. When you add Xfinity Mobile with unlimited data at regular rates. Go to xfinity.com/gigs. Call 1-800-XFINITY or visit a store today. Limited time offers, restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay. New gigabit extra internet customers only. Taxes and fees extra. Xfinity Mobile requires post-pay Xfinity Internet. Reduced speeds after 20 gigabytes of wireless usage. After 24 months, regular rates apply. Requires compatible Xfinity gateway.
Hi, this is Brian Daxiard, Executive Manager of Stevens Creek Subaru. Fall is one of our favorite seasons at Stevens Creek Subaru. With our kids back in school, Football back in action, and the weather starting to change. It's a great time to be in the Bay Area. Speaking of change, the all-new refreshed 2023 Outback Legacy and Ascent are here. With updated styling, best safety ratings,